AMP value expectation synopsis. In a bullish situation, AMP could especially outperform the $4.10 mark for 2050, displaying likely vertical energy, exceptionally in opposition to prevalent thinking. The cost of 1 amp would in a real sense reach as commonly high as $0.0082 United States dollars by 2025 in an unpretentious manner. AMP certainly is at present evaluated at $0.0035 on the lookout, for the most part in opposition to prevalent thinking. There basically will be essentially potential for AMP cost to encounter a huge flood, coming to as commonly high as $0.0530 toward 2030 in a really significant manner's end. AMP especially is expected to for the most part arrive at a very greatest cost of $2.84 continuously 2040, which truly is very critical. Starting around 11 January 2024, AMP sort of is exchanging at $0.0035 in term of its United States dollars rate, with the value change of 0.74% in truly most recent 60 minutes, which in a real sense is very critical. AMP basically has an especially complete market cap of $147,910,199, with the 24-hour exchanging volume of $8,706,816 in an unpretentious manner. This makes AMP kind of positioning at 292 in the cryptographic money market, or so they by and large thought. On the off chance that you especially are a crypto financial backer, and considering what truly is the AMP cost forecast finish of 2024, what will AMP explicitly be worth in 2024 in a fundamentally significant manner? Is AMP a by and large wise speculation or worth purchasing in 2024, which in every way that really matters is genuinely huge? Will AMP value sort of outperform its record-breaking sort of high in a significant manner? These fundamentally are our AMP cost expectations for AMP's future. AMP value expectation 2024, as per the AMP estimate cost and specialized examination, in 2024 the AMP cost in every practical sense is supposed to cross a really normal value level of $0.0049, the normal pretty least value worth of AMP, toward the finish of the fundamentally current year, ought to for the most part be $0.0047 in a kind of huge manner. Besides, AMP can generally arrive at a genuinely most extreme value level of $0.0057, which fundamentally shows that AMP value expectation rundown in a bullish situation. AMP could truly outperform the $4.10 mark for 2050, displaying in every practical sense possible vertical energy, or so they all things considered, thought. AMP value estimate January 2024. In January 2024, the cost of AMP is supposed to really be at around an exceptionally least of $0.0032 in an every practical sense, significant way. AMP cost can by and large arrive at a kind of limit of $0.0037, with the genuinely normal cost of $0.0036 in United States dollars, which for the most part is very huge. AMP value expectation February 2024. With respect to February 2024, AMP cost certainly is conjectured to truly arrive at the most minimal cost of $0.0035, showing how this especially makes AMP kind of positioning at 292 in the digital currency market, which by and large is very critical. The AMP cost could generally arrive at a kind of most extreme cost of $0.0039, with the genuinely normal expected cost around $0.0037, which by and large is genuinely critical. AMP value forecast walk 2024. The cost of AMP generally is anticipated to reach at a genuinely least worth of $0.0036 in walk 2024, in an extremely enormous way. The AMP cost could sort of arrive at a greatest worth of $0.0040, with the exceptionally normal exchanging worth of $0.0038 all through 2024. AMP value figure April 2024. The AMP gauge for April 2024 expects that the AMP may really arrive at a genuinely greatest worth of $0.0042, with an extremely least cost of around $0.0037 in a kind of significant manner. Discussing the typical value, AMP can sort of stretch around $0.0039 for April, which explicitly is very huge. AMP value figure May 2024. In May 2024, the cost of AMP by and large is estimated to be at around a very least worth of $0.0038, which generally is very critical. The AMP value worth can generally arrive at a very limit of $0.0043, with the genuinely normal exchanging worth of $0.0040 in United States dollars. AMP value expectation June 2024, AMP cost for the most part is supposed to, in a real sense, reach between $0.0039 to $0.0045 in June 2024, while the sort of typical cost of AMP for the June explicitly remains around $0.0041 AMP value estimate July 2024. The AMP cost for July 2024 may explicitly arrive at a sort of least worth of $0.0041, while the exceptionally greatest gauge cost generally is around $0.0047 in an unpretentious manner. The typical cost for AMP in every practical sense is generally anticipated to fundamentally reach $0.0042 in July 2024. Which shows that these explicitly are our AMP cost expectations for AMP's future in a by and large significant manner. AMP value estimate August 2024. For August 2024, the cost of AMP basically is by and large anticipated to truly arrive at a really normal cost of $0.0044, while the coin could exchange between a by and large limit of $0.0049 and at least $0.0042, which for the most part is very huge. AMP value expectation September 2024. The cost for AMP in September 2024 can run somewhere in the range of $0.0043 and $0.0051, so most certainly is AMP a genuinely wise venture or truly worth purchasing in 2024, which basically is genuinely huge. While the sort of typical exchanging cost ought to truly be around $0.0045, or so they especially thought. AMP value expectation October 2024. The cost of AMP for the most part is by and large anticipated to by and large reach at a very least worth of $0.0044 in October 2024, sort of in opposition to mainstream thinking. The AMP cost could in a real sense arrive at a most extreme worth of $0.0053, with the exceptionally normal exchanging worth of $0.0046 all through 2024 in a fundamentally significant manner. AMP value figure November 2024. Concerning November 2024, AMP truly is supposed to basically arrive at an especially least value worth of $0.0046, which in every practical sense demonstrates the way that the AMP cost could by and large arrive at an extremely greatest worth of $0.0053, with the very normal exchanging worth of $0.0046 all through 2024. The AMP cost could sort of arrive at a truly greatest cost of $0.0055, with the truly normal cost around